Don't let anyone play games in your head. Let's just start there. This isn't some feel-good advice. It's a command. It's the absolute baseline for everything that follows. Look, we're not here to talk about feelings. We're here to talk about power. This is about mental sovereignty. It's the blueprint for building a mind that is completely, totally, and impenetrably yours. A fortress where you and only you rule. Before you can build anything, you have to understand that you are under constant attack. Think of your mind as a territory, your territory, and right now it's being invaded every single second of every day. And who are the invaders? They aren't soldiers. They're way sneakier than that. They're the endless scroll on your phone, the news cycle designed to make you angry or scared. They're even the opinions of people you know. Each one steals a little piece of your focus, a little bit of your ground, until the most dangerous invader of all, your own self-doubt, has all the room it needs to set up camp right in the center of your head. Let's be brutally honest here. There is no middle ground. Either you are the sovereign ruler of your own mind, or you are a colony. You're not just being influenced, you are being exploited. That throne in your mind is going to be occupied. The only question is, will it be you, or will it be some puppet the world puts there for its own benefit? So how do you fight back? Well, most people get it wrong. They fall into one of two traps, a paralyzing paradox. Let's break down these two failed strategies. Okay, on one side, you've got the fool. This is the person who just acts, constantly moving, constantly making mistakes, but they learn from the cold, hard feedback of reality. On the other side, the genius. This person thinks and analyzes and plans, but never actually does anything. They're stuck in perfect analysis, which leads to absolutely nowhere. One gets beaten up by reality, the other just starves to death in their own head. Both are failures. You know, the genius who's waiting for that perfect plan, they will always be lapped by the fool who just got started. Why? Because action creates clarity. It cuts through the fog of theory like a knife. You don't need to be right to make progress. You just need to move. So, what's the ideal we're aiming for? It's a synthesis of these two. We call it the brutal intelligent. This is the person who has the speed of the fool combined with the sharp intellect of the genius. They act, they learn, they adapt, all in one fluid, ruthless motion. It's about action paired with immediate, brutal analysis. All right, we know the enemy. We have our ideal soldier. Now, here's the war plan. This is the actual blueprint for your mental fortress. This is the system. Pay attention. Step 1, the foundation of it all, is radical discipline. That discipline then gives you the power for step 2, elimination. Cutting out everything and everyone that doesn't serve the mission. Once you've cleared out the noise, you can achieve step 3, directed obsession. Aiming all your energy at one single point. And the glue holding it all together, step 4, total responsibility. You own every decision, every outcome, period. And that second step, elimination, is so critical. Why? Because your attention is the most precious resource you have. It's sacred. Every second you give it to something that isn't building your kingdom, you're not just wasting it, you're actively giving your enemies the bricks to build their own. Guard it. Just look at this. This is where the energy goes in a colonized mind. Almost everything is poured down the drain of distraction, leaving just table scraps for what actually matters, for your obsession. The entire point of this fortress is to flip this chart upside down. You have to starve distraction so you can finally feed your purpose. But here's the thing. This fortress isn't a one-and-done project. You have to defend it. Every single day, from the moment you wake up, you are in a duel, a fight that determines everything. And the choice is simple: discipline or regret. It really is that simple. Every single day, you're standing at a crossroads. And there are only two paths you can take. On one side, you have the sharp, upfront pain of discipline. It's the pain you choose, the pain of do it. That pain forges strength and it buys your freedom. On the other side, you have the dull, nagging ache of regret, the pain you suffer, the poison of doing nothing, which leads to weakness and shame. Let's be clear, there's pain either way. You just get to pick which one you want. So who makes that choice? Not the world, not your boss, not the algorithm. It is 100% on you. The outcome of that daily duel is your responsibility, and yours alone. No excuses. So what happens when you actually do this? When you apply the system day after day, when you choose discipline over and over again, you don't just get successful. You become something much, much more powerful. This is the path. You start by admitting you have a colonized mind. Then you start building the fortress by applying the system. Then you fight and win the daily duel. And through that constant battle, you finally take your place as the sovereign king, the absolute ruler of your own mental kingdom. And you have to understand this. The money, the status, that's all just a side effect. It's not the real goal. The real prize here is internal. It is the absolute refusal to be mentally possessed by anyone or anything. It's about owning the one thing in this world that is truly yours, your own mind. So, we'll leave you with a question. Your mind is a kingdom, and at its center, there is a throne. That throne is never empty. So, you need to ask yourself, who's sitting on yours?